Hey everybody, my name is Kelsey, and if you're into yarn and crochet and you want to see me do things with yarn and crochet, then feel free to stick around because this week I have yarn I've never used before to make a project that I've never made before. So it's going to be a week full of firsts for everybody. So I've been wanting to make a shawl for a while, and now it's finally my chance. Now if you're hearing a howling sound, it's really windy outside, so just ignore that. I know that y'all have not seen this yarn previously in my stash. I just bought it. It is acrylic, and I know that I just made a big whole to-do about getting rid of most of my acrylic yarn. But the yarn that I'm using today was on clearance, and I knew I was going to make a shawl before I bought it. So I feel like this is okay. It's not going in my stash. It's directly on my hook. I'm going to be using a Karen cake that I found. And I got it on clearance for $5 at Michael's. This is the color, what is it called? Fairy cake. So just blues and whites. Really pretty. I like it a lot. I got two of them. This is a weight for. It's 80% acrylic, 20% wool, and there's 383 yards and 200 grams in this thing. So it's a lot. Yeah, 350 meters. A lot going on here. I got two of them. That wind is so loud. Anyways, I got two of them. I don't know if I would need to. I don't know. But that's what we're doing. This says to use it with a 5mm, but I think I'm gonna go up to a 5.5 just so that it's a little bit more, flowy, because the pattern that I picked for this, there are some, it's like a little, like a meshy kind of row, but there's like also a solid row, and I don't want those stitches to be really tight. So I'm gonna go up to a 5.5. The pattern that I'm using for this is in the description. I'll put the link there for anybody who wants to look at it. It's by Hooked by Robin. So yeah, man, that's pretty much all that there really is going on this week. That's all I can think of. So let me go ahead and put this on my yarn winder, because I see this right here and I don't want to pull it because I don't know if it's going to be a center pull or if the edge comes from here, then I go from the outside. I don't really know, and I don't want to mess with it. So I'm just going to put on my winder, wind it up, and we're going to get started. Hey y'all, so I wanted to give y'all an update. This is where I'm at so far, which looks kind of like a lot, but these are the shorter rows, so I'm gonna get them a little bit faster. But so far, the yarn feels great in my hands. I really, really like it. And no yarn burn, nothing. And I can tell that by the time I'm done with this is gonna be warm. I think that these little holes actually might be doing me a favor on ventilation. This is gonna be warm, I just know it. So this is where I'm at now. Now, I do know I'm going to work on this project over the next couple of days, and so I don't want to forget the pattern. Like, for the most part, I've memorized it. It's just really on the end rows, I'd be forgetting sometimes. So what I decided to do, which I think I've showed y'all this before, my trusty crochet book, I don't know. I bought this at the beginning of the year, and I'm trying my absolute best to put whatever I've worked on in the year in this book. I saw it on someone else's channel, and I thought that was a great idea. Like every project that she's worked on, she's created an entry for it. It's a great idea. So I did that for this. I put the yarn that I'm using. I put my hook size, because that's what be really messing me up. It's like I'll start a project and then I table it and I come back and I don't know what my hook size was, aka what happened to me last week with those granny square pants. I forgot. That wind is killing me. Why is it so loud? Anyways, so what I did was I just wrote down the pattern of the two alternate rows, because it's a 2-row repeat. I wrote them down so I don't forget, and I don't have to keep going back to the video and trying to remember. So I think that's really great. I'm really excited for that, and I thought it was a great idea. So I'm gonna just keep going and just kind of keep an eye on how big this gets. It sounds like someone's car is trying to start. Okay, hopefully it's done. Let me get back to work before I continue to be distracted. I'll check in with y'all when I've got a couple more rows done. Okay, y'all, so I have another update. I'm gonna take a break because I've done quite a bit, but here's where I'm at so far. Like, this is coming out so nice. I like the colors, I like the transition between them. I'm just enjoying the process, and the yarn is so nice to work with. And one thing I like about this pattern is I don't really know how this happened. Maybe, well, I am watching YouTube while I'm doing this. I'm not like 100% paying attention, but at the end of one of the rows, I was off by 1 stitch. This pattern is very easy to course correct if you need to. Because I was off 1 stitch, and I think I just kept going. And it's added the correct number of stitches on the current round. Like, I was off 1 stitch on my previous round, so I just added my stitches where I was supposed to on the current round, and it fixed it. Very easy. This pattern is very beginner friendly, which I think is in the title of the tutorial. So it's very beginner friendly. This is not difficult in the least. So if you want to make something like this, you think it's a lot of steps, a lot of hard work, it's not. It's very beginner friendly. I highly recommend someone take some pretty yarn like this and just make it, and you'll have a great time. Just turn on something on YouTube, zone out, and just go. So I'm very happy with how this is turning out. The smaller cake of yarn that I had, I ran out of it, so I'm on the bigger cake, and this is the bigger cake that I have. A pretty good size. The middle is starting to hollow out just a little bit, like I can poke my finger through it. This will be all that I need to make this shawl. I will not need to dip into that second skein. There's not a reason to. I did most of this off of the small cake that I had. So once I run through this bigger one, I'm gonna be done. So I guess unfortunately the second skein will go into my stash, but I'm gonna find something to make out of it. This is very nice yarn. I have no complaints, no notes. It's great. I love it. Pattern is a breeze. The yarn is great to work with. Very nice. Still no yarn burn on my fingers. It's just great. This week is going by smoothly, and I'm grateful. Hey y'all, so today is Thursday. Let me bring it a little closer, hold on. Okay. So today is Thursday. It is like 6:30 at night. I'm on the balcony. So all the little sounds you see, all the sounds you hear are like outside sounds. But I mean, today it got up to like 70 degrees, and today is January the 29th, and it's 70 degrees. But yeah, I wanted to come outside just so I can get a little crocheting, you know, and some fresh air. But before I get to starting off this row, I want to show you where I'm at so far. I've gotten quite a bit of work done on this shawl. Here's how much yarn I have left of the first skein, and the crazy thing about it is I'm gonna have to get a second skein. I thought, oh, you know, that's gonna be enough. No, it's not. So yeah, this is not gonna be enough for me to finish this shawl, because let me show you. So I put it around myself, like, see, like that's not enough. So I'm actually going to have to wind that second skein of yarn, and I was surprised. Yeah, I feel like I didn't really get to work on this shawl a whole lot the past couple of days because I was trying to get that pattern out that I dropped last week. Um, it took a lot out of me. Let me just tell you, but I learned so much during that process. I learned about filming a tutorial. I learned about coming up with the idea and making the garment. Like I just learned a lot from that whole experience, and I think that it was a really good experience to have, even if I never release another tutorial, which I will. I went down the wrong pipe, but I'm absolutely doing more tutorials because even though I learned so much from the process, it wasn't that hard. I think just from crocheting a couple of years and then just watching a bunch of tutorials, like I know like in general what they're supposed to look like. So I just kind of emulated that. And I did run into some roadblocks, but I was able to figure it out. And so then when I went back and edited it, I was like, this looks pretty good. Like this looks like a tutorial that you would see on YouTube, and that's what I want. I don't want to have a terrible a terrible tutorial, because I've seen tutorials that weren't good, and people, they were going in those comments, and I was like, I don't want that. Especially when I said it was beginner friendly. So I really wanted to slow down and explain what was going on so that nobody was confused, and I don't think it was confusing. So anyways, it's kind of really what I wanted to talk about, really, as I'm continuing to work on this shawl. Like, I've done this since I've been talking. It just takes a lot of yarn as you get into the later rows, which I knew it would. I just, for some reason, thought that this game would be enough, but it won't. Maybe tonight before I go to bed, I'll go ahead and just wind that second skein, and then we can keep going. Because if I keep crocheting like this, I'm gonna run out of this skein very, very soon. So I will check in with y'all when I have an update. Hey y'all, so today is Saturday. I am still working on this shawl. The last time I talked to y'all, I don't remember what I said, but after I was done filming, I just sat here and I worked on the scarf. Oh my gosh, on the shawl. And I'm at the end of the first skein. This is the end of the whole first one. So I ended up going and I caked the other one. So I have a small cake and I have a big cake. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to run through this one and start on this one, but I'm going to attach this one first once I run out of this, because these rows are just long. So I don't know if you're going to be able to tell a difference on how far I got, but this is what I did after I last talked to y'all, just at the very bottom here. And it's eating up yarn. I know to do the scallop edge, I need to end on an eyelet row. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm on a solid row right now. So I'll probably do eyelet, solid, eyelet. So it's maybe like 5 more rows, I'm thinking. So I can end on an eyelet row. And then after that, because I still want to, have enough to do my scallop border. So we're just in the pattern. I'm not making that up because I love a scallop border. But yes, I think after this row that I'm on right now, I'll probably do maybe like 5 more rows, and then I'll add the border, and I'll be done. So I'm going to just keep going. I'm gonna tie on this cake in a second. I gotta stop talking because I'm messing up. And I hadn't even decided what I'm gonna make next week, because like next week is gonna be it's gonna come out the day before Valentine's Day. So it's like, do I want to make something for Valentine's Day? Probably. I don't know. I have a lot to think about. So while I think about that, I'm gonna work on this, and we'll see where I'm at in 5 rows. Hey y'all, so it's Saturday night. As you can tell, I got a lot of fun things going on right now, but I wanted to give y'all an update on the shawl. So I finished the smaller cake that I had, and I had to attach the bigger one. And to be honest, I think I'm going to use the most of this, Because, okay, so when I show you the shawl, right, you know, we're getting bigger every time I show it to y'all. And you're like, oh, this is a big shawl. It's a pretty good size. I thought that too until I looked it up. I went on YouTube, I went on Pinterest for like specifically triangular crochet shawls. And the ones that I'm seeing are still bigger than this. So let me put it on for you real quick. So when you wrap it around, right? When I went online and I was looking at it, wrapped it around, this is coming down to my elbow. I have not seen any on there this short. Like they're coming down to like forearm a little bit, you know? So I mean, of course, I know that I can make it any size that I want. I'm aware of that. But I want to do this properly. I want to do, you know, a standard size shawl. So then when I wrap it around, I can really wrap it around. You know what I mean? Like I want to get a whole little situation like that. So I still have a ways to go. I did the 5 rows, and I mean, it did help with the length, but I still have some ways to go. So I'm thinking probably another 8 to 10 rows, I'm thinking. But it's going to be either 8 to 10 rows or until I run out. Because, of course, this is a super yarn eater. And I also have to think about doing my scallops at the end. But I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'll run this till the end, and then I can just get some white yarn out of my stash and do the scallop. Because I can maximize this right here. Because right now it's pulling white. But, I mean, by the time I get to the end, it's going to be pulling this blue. So it's not going to be a big deal if I stop the row on the blue and just go get some white and, you know. But I mean, considering I want to do 8 to 10 more rows, I feel like I might run out of yarn before that happens. But I don't know. Anyway, so that's pretty much what's going on right now. I just really underestimated how much yarn this would take. Because like I said, I've never made a shawl before. And I really underestimated how much this is going to take. I'm going to grab my hook and sit down and get some crocheting done before I go to bed. And I will check in with y'all in the morning. Hey y'all, so I wasn't going to make an update about this, letting y'all know that I'm done with the crocheting part, but I wanted to because I was so excited with how much yarn I had left. In my brain, I was thinking, am I going to run out? Because I mean, like the way I chose to do the scalloped edge was eating up a lot of yarn unnecessarily. So I was thinking, am I about to be in a yarn chicken situation? But nope, not really. Here's how much I have left of both of those skeins I showed you at the beginning. I have no hidden cakes nowhere. Like, this is it. So this is going to go into my scrap box in my closet that I have not looked in. I don't know how much scrap yarn is in there. I just kind of like lift the corner and just stuff it in there. So who knows what's in there. But this is going to be one of those scraps I stuff in the corner. Because this shawl is now done. I just need to weave in a couple of ends. But that's not a lot. I did all of it. Oh my goodness. I did all of it with the 2 skeins that I had. So I didn't add any yarn or anything because I thought that I would probably run out and then have to do the scallop edge with the white yarn. But I decided to stop early because I know we discussed me doing like 5 extra rows on each side, but I did 3 because I'm like, I kind of want the whole thing to be the same color. Even though like a stark white would have made this look nice too, I feel like, because like the white in this shawl is not a stark white, so I feel like if I had one on the end, that would have been nice. But honestly, I don't think any of the white yarn that I have is a stark white anyway, and I just think it would look better if it was all the same yarn. So I stopped a couple rows early on each side, and I was like, you know, let me go ahead and just do the the scalp edge, and this is how much I have left. I'm so proud of this. This looks so nice. And oh yeah, girl. When I say she raps, honey. This is what yes. So what I'm gonna do now is throw this in the washer and dryer. I'm going to block it like I normally do on my clothes. When I make clothes, I just throw it in the washer and dryer because I'm not using fancy fibers or anything like that. It's usually acrylic or cotton, and both of those you can wash. So I just throw it in there. I'm going to block it, and then when I take it out of the dryer, I'll weave in the ends, and then we'll do a little final try on, and that's gonna be it, y'all. I'm really proud of this. This is really pretty, and I'm glad that I stuck with my original idea when I saw this yarn in the store, and it's been just an absolute joy to crochet with. I will absolutely be buying this yarn in the future. Absolutely. It just felt so nice in my hands. So I'm going to go ahead and get this into the washer, and I will see y'all when this is dry. Okay, so here is the shawl in the bag. I've not taken it out. I just know that it's dry. Yeah, it's dry. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, see, I'm gonna show y'all. See, it's totally fine, everybody. And I put this in wash and dry with the rest of my clothes, and it came out nice. Look at that. And it's much flowier. It's much flowier than when I put it in there. Let's I'm a fan. This yarn is even softer than when I put it in. 'Cause I feel like the yarn, okay, when I was looking at this before I put it in the washer, it was a bit more structured, not stiff, because the yarn wasn't ever really stiff. It was just like it held its shape a little bit better. I don't know how to describe it, but this is way more flowy, and it's just, this got even softer since I washed it. So this is a W. Of course, I'm gonna go and weave in these ends, and then I'm gonna find a way to hang this up in my closet. I'll probably just fold it in half and put it over like pants. I don't know. I'm gonna store this somewhere, and I'm going to wear it when I go back outside, because this is very pretty, and I'm a big fan, and this is an absolute W. So since we have finished our project, since we have blocked it, since it has been a success, I think it's safe to say that we have reached the end of the video. Thank y'all so much for joining me this week and helping me make this shawl and watching me struggle for no reason. But I got it done, and it's gorgeous, and I love it, and it's soft, and it's gonna be super warm when I go outside. I'm so happy. So thank y'all for joining me. If you like this kind of content and you want to see it going forward, feel free to subscribe. I'm here every single Friday with shenanigans, tomfoolery, and all that of the crochet and yarn variety. So if you're interested in that, then come on, join the family. I'm very grateful for anyone who watches my videos, leaves a comment, leaves a like, all the good stuff. So if you decide to stay with me, I will see you next Friday. And between that Friday and this one, be kind to yourself and everybody else. Crochet something and stay very, very safe. I will see you all next time. Bye.